What's good, y'all? It's your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with the Odious 112 scale figure. I am super excited to do this review, y'all. Hope everybody's been well. It's good to be back doing reviews, man. So this is going to be a very special review right here because this is actually a figure that started out as just an idea. It's not even like, just like anything else, right? That started out as an idea. But when I say that, I'm talking about this figure was brought to life, let's say, through Kickstarter. If you guys don't know what Kickstarter is, basically, as I'm aware of it, is basically like this thing where you come up with an idea for like a project or something and you send it to them. And if you get enough backers to, fund your project or whatever, Kickstarter will, get the project going. Basically, like once you have enough backers behind you that are pledging and like sending us, donating a certain amount of money to your project, Kickstarter will take that money and fund the project so that your idea can basically be produced and come to life. And that's what happened here. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Unparalled Universe. He's one of my favorite figure reviewers. He's somebody that I watch, pretty often with like Anthony's reviews and some other guys. But I've always enjoyed, his review style. I like the, purple background he has for his videos and stuff. But all that aside, I've been watching him for like, a good amount of years now. And I remember last year I was watching one of his live streams where he was talking about, he was like, get a Odious plushie, guys. He's like, make sure you get this Odious plushie. And every time he said the name Odious, I had no idea who he was talking about. I was like, who's this Odious guy he keeps referencing? And so I guess he started out with plushies. Like plushies got made first. I don't know who he had, designed the plushies or whatever, but they started out as just like plushies. And then I guess at the same time he was working to get an actual action figure made, 112 scale, right, which we'll see here, of Odious. And Odious is basically, as you can probably see by like this art design, he kind of has the design of like a Yeti or like a Bigfoot. And he, it might be hard to tell in this artwork or whatever, but you'll notice like how the box has like that flannel kind of like, we've all seen like, the red and black flannel, checkered flannel design. That's basically what Odious sports. So he's got like a flannel and jeans on, right? So he's got like human attire on, but he's like a Bigfoot, at least like in design. He resembles like a Bigfoot or a Yeti. You see he's got this, big old staff and skull or whatever. But yeah, so he was trying to get that character to get backed so that he could become, an actual, figure that we could all buy and enjoy. And so I thought it was a dope idea. And like once I started seeing like, the concept art, and I think he even has like a comic being made for this, or it might already be made at this point. But yeah, he's got like a whole storyline for this guy, and I think like people have turned it into a whole comic book. So now he's got his own action figure and comic book. So I was just super inspired by the whole story behind Odious. I just thought it was a dope idea. So I was like, you know what, I gotta back it. So he had like different pledges from what I remember. There was like different different versions or packages that you could get of this guy. So you could get like a single release, which had, obviously Odious. And he comes with soft goods. So like the flannel and the jeans that are on the figure are soft goods. So you could get him, the standard release. He comes with alternate hands and heads, and then the skull, obviously the skull weapon. And yeah, and then there was like, I think there was another version where you could get like two different Odiouses. Obviously they cost more. I think you get two of the same Odiouses, but it came with two, and I believe they were like naked figures. I think they were like just naked Odiouses, so no soft goods, clothes or anything. It was just Odious by himself, but it was like two of them. I think like that. It was like 3 or 4 different options I think that you could do. I think I decided to just go with the the single release just to start off. And the way it worked is like you pledged a certain amount first. I think I pledged like $80 first, just to for the project to like get backed or whatever, like for the the one I was gonna, the option that I was choosing, or something like that, or maybe this was after the project got back. It's been a while because this was like last summer. I want to say around like June or July, because I remember him showing the results, and it was about maybe 80 to 90% back. Like it was almost there. It was super close. And so I said, you know what, like heck with it. I'm gonna back it, man, because this thing looks dope, and I really want to see it come to life. So I want to give a vote and get it closer to getting funded. And so it finally did get funded. And then I think that's when all the options for like the different versions came out. And again, I went with the single release, so there should just be like one Odious in here. And then so I placed, I think that $80, and then total I think it was supposed to be $90. So I think I remember at the time they were saying that Odious was gonna come out this year, like around like he should be getting shipped out to everybody that had like put their orders in, I think around June or July of this year, so about a year like after it got backed, right? I had completely forgot about, like the thing. Well, I mean, I didn't completely forgot about it, but it was kind of like in the back of my mind, right? And I forgot to check my email, I guess, and I was missing out because I guess maybe around, like June or July of this year, I started seeing reviews for him go up on YouTube, and I was like, I ordered a Odious figure, and I was like, when is mine gonna get here? And I just thought that like maybe they hadn't sent anything to me in my emails because I hadn't seen anything. Well, I checked it probably like a week or two ago, and I saw that they did reach out to me, and they were like trying to confirm my address, and so they could get it shipped out to me. And I was like, oh crap! So I paid the invoice, which is like an extra $10. So altogether it was like 90 in total. So and then they were able to ship it out to me. So it got here like last week, and so all that being said, that was a long rambling. Sorry about that, but I had to give you guys some backstory on why I am reviewing this figure and exactly where it comes from. So here we got the front of the box looking real nice. I really like the artwork of this box. I think it's dope. I think maybe like if I was to make one suggestion about the box, at least the front of the box, is just maybe I would say like maybe the artwork itself should be like in a different color or be like outlined by like white or something, just so that it'll stand out a bit more. Because when you look at it from a distance, your eyes tends to automatically go to the title up here, Odious, which is obviously like what you want to see, right? But at the same time, I think the artwork is just as important. And if it kind of like blends into the background, like this whole black and red flannel background and everything being the same color, it kind of just blends in. So it's like your eye is drawn here first, and then you have to look here. And I think maybe like if you wanted the artwork to catch people's eye quicker, then I think maybe you would either have to have this like a different color or have it like outlined by something like a different, like white or something like that, something to contrast from the rest of the box. That's just my only quick little suggestion. But other than that, I think it looks great, man. The artwork looks really, really dope and raw on the front here, and as you can see, his name is big going across. Odious. Side of the box, we got some dope up and down artwork of Odious right there, his name again. And at the bottom, you can see right there, Unparalleled Universe. That is Mr. Wade Merrick. That's his real name. But yeah, he is the guy that does toy reviews on YouTube. And so this is his product. So his first figure, as far as I'm aware, that actually got backed. And his own original idea and thoughts and everything has been finally realized into a figure. And I just think it's so dope. So yeah, here we go. We got a quick backstory right here. On the back, it says, once a man, Odious sacrificed his soul to save his people, a sacrifice that sentenced him to eternal torment, an unwilling paradise cursed to live lives that aren't his own while consuming the bodies of anyone who sheds blood upon his stone remains. Those unlucky souls must give up their place to this earth to Odious the Living Curse. Crazy, man. Pretty dark, but somewhat strangely poetic at the same time. But yeah, man, so yeah, Odious has got a hell of a backstory, but just really dope. And I love the artwork on the back right here too. Very epic. I mean, that just looks, you know, very scary. He looks like someone not to be trifled with. So there you go, Odious The Living Curse. You got Unparalleled Universe, and I think this says walking something. The letters kind of get mixed into this whole. It looks like the Earth or something in the background, like a globe, but the letters tend to get kind of mixed up in there. So yeah, that might be it's kind of hard to see what that says. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, we got it at the bottom again. I think it says Walking Lobala or something. I don't know what that is, what company that is, but I guess maybe they were involved with the production of the figure. So yeah, that's cool. But anyways, yeah, again, pretty much same thing at the bottom. Not much more to see. So let's go ahead and crack this open, man, so we can get straight to it. And I'm not gonna do a clean figurine scale, scaling on this guy, just because for one, there's no like real, I guess, source material to base him off of, like as far as the accuracy, because I mean this is literally, Unparalleled's like, original idea, so there's no source material to really go off of except for, his original idea of what Odious should look like, and I don't even know who did the concept art for Odious. I don't know if it was him or somebody else that designed it. So but yeah, so I'm not gonna really break it down into like every super section of all that, but obviously we're gonna cover all the sections that would be in a clean figurine scale rating. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And you can see I really like this box. Let me just say first off, so you can see it was like this, right? It's kind of like a slip open thing, so I just kind of opened it up, and you can see the inside there. You can see Odious printed there very nicely. And then check that out, man. That is awesome. Look at the inside of the box right here. Let me see if I can stand it up. You got your nice clamshell there. Looks very nice. You can see Odious inside, and you see he comes with mini heads and mini hands. So that is super dope. And he's got his skull weapon right there. And looks like we've got a dope background. So let's go ahead and crack this open, man. I'm super excited to see what Odious is all about. So getting out the clamshell, I'm gonna place it down here. And that is dope. I didn't know that we were gonna get a extra flannel. So we actually have a extra little flannel hoodie to put on Odious. And I think that's really cool. I wonder if, it seems like, oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, at first I thought this was sleeveless, like a sleeveless flannel or something, but you can see the sleeves wrap around to the back there, so that's cool. We have an extra flannel just in case. So that is really dope that he included that. And yeah, just real quick, let's look at the artwork on the back of the box, or the inside of the box, I should say. This looks really dope, man. I like this. Look at all that, man. Obviously, I'm not gonna read all that stuff inside. It looks like like newspaper stories of like Odious. You know how what do you call it, like Bigfoots and Yetis. There's all, yeah, like right there, Odious sighting in the Bay Area. That is so dope, man. I don't know how he thought of that, or whoever came up with this concept. That is really dope, because like there's always videos about like Bigfoot sightings and stuff, and everybody's trying to like prove that Bigfoot exists. So this is really dope to see that he's got like these newspaper article printings for like the inside of the box. That just looks super dope. Long Beach, California, you can see right there getting cut off. That is super dope, man. Look at that picture in there. Hopefully we can get some light on this one right here. You can kind of see in the corners. Hard to see, but that is a really dope image right there. Yeah, that's awesome. I love the box design. The packaging for this figure is A1, man. I like it. I rock with it. That is dope. But enough with the packaging for right now. Let's get into the figure, because that's what we're here for, man. Let's see what Odious can do, what he's all about. Alright, so let me tuck the corners in here. Okay, there we go. Put that back. Alright, so we got our clamshell with Odious and all of his mini accessories. So let's go ahead and take a look at our boy. Let's get him out of his package. Let's free him. in this plastic prison. Let's unleash the living curse. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, got a little bit of tape here. Go ahead and cut that. Alright, Odious. Nice to see you, my boy, finally. It's crazy, man. Like I said, I literally forgot about Odious for a while. And then when I started seeing, pop-ups of like reviews and such of him on YouTube, I was like, yo, I ordered me a Odious, man. Where's my Odious at? Not even realizing that they had emailed me a while back asking for, asking me to confirm my shipping address and all that. So it's nice that I was able to do so and finally get this guy, even if a little late. Because I'm sure everybody else who pledged and bought one has had theirs for quite a while now. I know D Amazing has a review of this guy. I'd definitely like to watch his review after I do mine. But yeah, so let's get off the first clamshell layer and taking Odious out of the packaging. Alright. So in hand, first impressions. I gotta say, he feels solid, man. I like what we're dealing with here. The plastic seems to be... Okay, there we go. I just loosened it up just a little bit. It's nice and tight. Nice, firm, hard plastic for the body, which is dope. And of course, we have our soft goods. And this is actually, now that I think about it, I think this is my first... other than like a cape or something, this is my first 1/12 scale figure in the collection with soft goods, full outfit wise. So look at that. Let me see if I can adjust his feet here, make sure he can stand. Let's get the feet a little more flat here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go. So here we have the one and only Odious The Living Curse. And he looks dope, man. I like it. Look at that. The soft goods fit him really nice, and they're very nicely tailored to his body, like his body type. They're not too baggy on him. They're not super tight. He's got like a little, breathing room, but it also conforms to the body type, which looks really, really good. So I like that a lot. They did a real good job with these soft goods on this. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here so far. So bringing him in for a closer look. Look at that, man. I like the head sculpt. That head design is awesome. Very reminiscent to the this head sculpt is basically the image that he has when he's I think that's like his trademark logo, because I follow him on Instagram and it's like Unparalleled Universe, like his name spelled out, and then I think this is like the face that he has like in the middle or in the background of the name, which is really, really dope. Like this head sculpt looks awesome. Now to see it as like a 3D image, that is really, really dope, man. Love the paint work. Nice matte paint job, right? So it doesn't have that glossy, cheap plastic look. It looks very it's a very matte finish. So the paint and detail on it looks really, really nice. Very premium feel to it. And the darker hair, sculpt for the hair going all the way through the back, looks very, very nice. You can see he's got a hood. Hey, Odious got the drip, man. Odious is swagging out, bro. Look at that. Odious got like the whole fit, bro. Odious fresh as hell. Man, that's clean, bro. Shit, Odious, I'm a little jealous, bro. Let me borrow some of the drip for a day, all right? No, but real talk, though. I really like these the soft goods that they use for him. It looks really, really nice. Seems like it might be wired. Yeah, it looks like there's like a wire. It feels like there's a wire in here in the coat. As I kind of move the coat back here, and then you can see the flannel underneath. Very, very cool. It seems like it's held together by Velcro, the flannel. So the line, going down the center seems to be held together through Velcro. And I remember, yeah, so you can like remove the flannel so you can see the body underneath. So real quick, I'm just gonna open the flannel up so we can see the torso of Odious here. And boom, look at that. You can see inside, you know, he's ripped, man. He's jacked. Bro definitely hits abs, you know? Or maybe he just has a very fast metabolism and doesn't even need to hit abs, but, you know, nevertheless, he is sculpted in the ab section, right? Bro's got the pecs going, all right? Pectoral muscles are looking strong on my dog. So that's what's up, man. Very nice sculpt for the torso here. And then, you know, we've got the soft goods jeans, which feel very, very nice. Seem to conform to the legs pretty nicely too. Very nice fit on him. Now, I don't want to, you know. All right, Odious, just don't make this weird, homie. But I'm gonna undress you. I'm gonna take your pants off real quick, all right? Just because I gotta show the people what you're working with, man. All right. All right. So don't make it weird, homie. I gotta show the people what your legs looking like, you know, just so they know. So real quick, I'm not gonna slide the pants all the way off, but just so you guys can get a sense of you know, what the legs look like in comparison to the torso. All right, I pulled Odious's pants down here. All right, liar pants on fire. All right, so I'm just sliding the jeans down, and they slide down fairly easily too. You can see right here. I haven't done it all the way, but you can see like the lower half. You can see his thighs down to about the knees right now. That's how far I've, you know, slid the pants down. But yeah, there you go. The paint looks excellent throughout, man. Again, very matte, premium paint. I like the different shades of brown in here. You've got like some lighter browns over the you know, the dark brown that, you know, covers the main portion of the body. There might be yeah, the paint work just looks really good. I wonder if they did like dry brushing for like the lighter brown spots, but it looks really good. He's got some contrast, you know, some different colors going into his fur and everything. So that looks really dope, man. And yeah, that is awesome, man. So, man, I feel like we're gonna have to end up taking, you know, the soft goods off just to get a full sense of his articulation anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slide his pants all the way off. That's what she said. But but yeah, I'm just gonna pull these off real quick. All right, because when we get into the articulation section, definitely don't want to have, you know, his clothes hindering any of his posability. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide these off for you, sir. All right, and they slipped off, you know, very easily. So here are his jeans off the body. Very nice looking jeans, man. Got some like denim style jeans. Very cool, man. Soft goods. Yeah, they fit the body really nice. You saw how well they fit like the legs and everything. And yeah, it just looks great. This is really cool, man. I'm not used to having like soft goods with my figure, so this is really cool stuff. Yeah, this is how his lower half looks now without any pants on. Now we just see basically a naked Odious. All he's got is, you know, his jacket on. But here is what the feet, you know, from the torso down, this is what he looks like. All right, very nice. I like the lighter color for like his feet compared to the rest of the body. You can see like where the fur stops, and then his feet have this more like tan, almost orangish brown color to them. And then he's got really nice paint for the toenails. Got some gray paint for the toenails in there. Oh yeah, this is great, man. The details in this came out very good. I like it a whole bunch. And yeah, we've got the jacket. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I almost don't want to take the jacket off, man, because he looks so fresh in it. Like the drip is real with Odious, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and just try to slide the jacket off real quick. All right. I like how, you know, even the hoodie even has like little drawstrings right here. Like, look at that. He's got the gray drawstrings in the front. That's super dope. Super dope. So I'm gonna go ahead Let me see what the best way to get this jacket off is. Man, and I'm always like afraid to when figures have like removable clothing, I'm always afraid to take it off because I'm scared that it's gonna be difficult to put it back on, you know. But if they were able to get it on the body, it should be able to come off, you know, just as easily. Well, maybe not as easily, but should be able to be done. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, this one may take a little doing. Let's see here. Trying to see if I can, you know, get his arms through the sleeves. And I think that's gonna be like the most difficult part of this. And I don't want to waste too much time on camera here, but I do want y'all to be able to see what the full body looks like with, you know, no clothes. And that's how we're gonna get the best, you know, range of articulation out of him. So let's see if I can slide this coat off in the flannel. Okay, here we go. I think I got an idea. See, I'm gonna take off his hand, pop the hand out. All right, I'm gonna pull the sleeve down and over. Uh-oh, got a little bit of string there. It's no biggie, all good, all good. Okay, there we go. Now I was able to slide his arm out much easier. So yeah, I would suggest when you're trying to take the jacket off of him, you're gonna want to, see, turn the arm here a little bit, there we go. You're gonna want to pop the hand off first to make it easier for yourself. So pop the hand out and then you'll be able to slide, you know, the sleeve over his arm much easier. And then you can just kind of, you know, slide it off. And it's a lot, excuse me, a lot easier that way. So I'll pop the other hand off and do the same thing on the other side. So I popped off both of the hands. And now I'm going to pull the sleeve over the arm and whoop, that came right off. So look at that, slipped right off. So here is the jacket, all right? Here is the jacket, free from Odious by itself. And you can see it's kind of like see-through. It's not a super thick material, kind of thin so you can see through it. But it still looks really, really nice. I like the material used for it. The fabric feels very nice, very soft. It seems like it's got some wiring to it in the bottom here, so you can definitely kind of pose it around. Look at that, you can scrunch it in. Oh, I was a little off camera there, my bad. But yeah, you can definitely like squeeze it and conform it to his body however you want. So you can have it more closed, or if you want it like more windswept or something, you're able to do that because there's a wire going down through the side and to the bottom here. So that's really dope. And then even the collar seems to have a wire up top too. So in the collar section there's a wire in there, and the sleeves seem to have like a wire like around the bottom, like right where the cuff of the sleeve is. Hopefully you can see that. Let's get some focus. There's like a little cuff, like a fold of the sleeve over right there at the end. So it seems like there's a wire in there. Throughout the majority of the sleeves though, it seems like there's no wire though. So it just kind of, you know, just kind of free floating, which is perfectly fine. I don't think they really needed any wires in these sleeves. But yeah, very, very cool. So there's the black jacket. And then let's go ahead and take off the flannel. All right, so free that from his head. And here is the flannel, free from Odious. So there you go. So this is the flannel that was on him, and it looks really dope. I love this thing, man. It just, the drip on this guy is just clean, man. I love the flannel. And it is, you can see it was in fact or at least this one is a sleeveless flannel. And yeah, you got like the drawstrings and the gray hoodie, you know, gray hood. That looks really, really dope. Fire. So I'm gonna put that aside. And then don't forget, we also got this extra flannel right here, which this one seems to have sleeves. So I guess, yeah, if you want, you have the option of a sleeveless flannel or a, full sleeve flannel, which is really dope. So like maybe if you don't want the black jacket over him and you just want him to have like a full long sleeve flannel on, you can use this one. So that's dope, man. So many options. You gotta love options when it comes to figures, man. I know I do, right? So you can really accessorize this guy and have him looking different. But now I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hands back in so we can get into articulation and see what our boy Odious looks like with no clothes on. So let me try to pop the hand back in. All right, there we go. I was a little afraid right there of popping the hand back in because the peg hole did seem a little bit small compared to the actual peg itself, but it went in perfectly. It actually gave a nice snap back into place and nothing broke, so that is good. And there is his other hand. So boom, now we have a fully naked Odious. All right, we stripped him of his drip. All right, so now we can get down to the raw materials and see what homeboy is truly made of. It seems like this arm is backwards. I think it came out of the package that way, so let me flip. Did you see, you guys saw that? His elbow, yeah, like it came out of the packaging this way, like when I took the sleeve off right now. So his elbow was facing forward right now. So that, just be aware that may happen in your package, no biggie. All you gotta do is from the bicep swivel, you can just rotate that to the back and then rotate your hand so it aligns to the front. Easy, easy fix, boom, right? So very, very nice. Putting his arms back down to his side. Look at that. Now that's another thing. I think I've talked about this in other reviews, maybe not into like great detail, but I really love it when a figure is able to have like a natural look when it comes to having their arms down by their sides. Because, a lot of Hasbro figures like the Lightning Collection and, just other figures like of that nature, a lot of them, like their arms will stop like out here. So they're always like, always in a pose like this that looks kind of like awkward and unnatural when they're like in a resting mode. So it's nice that he allowed, the engineers of this figure allowed it so that his arms can come down naturally to his sides. And they look really, really good resting by, his side there. So that looks awesome. All right, so here is our Odious, man. Declothed Odious. And he looks dope, man. He looks really dope. I like the physique and everything. He's a very, I guess you would say he's got like a lean, athletic type of physique. He's not a super big guy, but he's definitely got muscle, in the right places. And but he's very slim. He's like almost lanky in nature, but he does have muscles, right? He's got the six pack. He's got a chest going. You can see it from the side. His chest actually like looks good, like the anatomy of it sticks out a little bit. So he's got some 3D-ness going in the chest as well as like the shoulders, the arms and everything, Even though the arms are like relatively slim, but he's definitely got muscle there, muscle definition at least, and then, in the back. All right. Gets a little bit gappy back here. I guess maybe they weren't able to quite get that to connect all that great. You can actually see the engineering inside. So it seems like there is like you can see like there's like a peg for the, it's probably like a double ball peg system or like a, a barbell type joint in the inside there in the torso interior. So there is that. So just be aware of that, but not too bad. I mean, nobody's probably going to be looking at this guy from the back anyway, so most of the time you shouldn't see this gap, especially if you have the clothes on him, obviously. But yeah, so front to back, that's how our Odious looks, man, with no clothes. So I think he looks dope, man. This is excellent. So let's go ahead and get into some articulation, all right? Let's see what he can do. So starting off with the head, he's able to look up. Wow, look at that. And I barely even pushed that, but he was able to look up that far, which is very, very far. That is nice, man. That is nice. That's better than actually a lot of Hasbro figures and even some import figures. So that's dope. Very, very nice looking up there, and it doesn't look too bad either. Not too gappy or unnatural. Mostly stays in line with the head. I mean, obviously, if you turn it to like the very, like, you know, completely to the side, like profile, you can see a little bit of gapping in there between the neck and like his beard. But I mean, other than that, it doesn't look bad. So that's really good. He should look, you know, really good in posing shots. So if you want him looking up and then looking down, you can get his head going down all the way about that far. So that looks pretty good. You can tuck his chin in all the way. So that's good. Looking left to right. Look at that. Solid. Solid left to right look. All right. And it seems like he's on a ball peg and a hinge. So yeah, looks like he can get a 360 in there. Very, very nice. Let's see, he can lean. Wow, he's got some really great leaning on that ball peg. Look at that. All the way to the side there. Look at that. I can go even a little more. Look at that, man. That's how you crank out some articulation in that neck. Lean the heads all the way to one side. And the same thing for the other side. So that's really dope. And the neck is like a separate piece, and it does kind of move with the head to allow for some, you know, more range, which is great. So yeah, the neck is like a separate piece. You can see the cuts to where it's at. Again, it might get a little bit gappy right there between like the neck and the torso, but again, not a big deal. You're not gonna see too much of that, especially if you have his head like in a natural position, because the beard is gonna cover most of that, so that's good. So that looks really good, man. And then let's get to the arm articulation. So raising these shoulders up, can go out to the side about that much. Oh, wait, okay, keeps going. All right, I thought it was gonna stop there. Yeah, it seems like the shoulder actually was able to tuck into this part on the side here, so it's actually designed very nice. It seems like there is a cut for a butterfly joint, which we'll get to in a minute, but just raising the arm up like out to the side, it seemed like this top part, like his top deltoid, wasn't going to allow his arm to go up any further, but as I kept pushing, it seems like it actually tucked into this part here, so that's really, really dope. That allowed for a little bit more range going up. So look at that. He's able to get better than a 90 degrees, man. So that's very nice. He can get into a really solid T-pose if you were to do it on both sides, right? So let's see. Let's try it on this side. Raise, raise, raise. See if it'll tuck like the other side. Yeah. Push it and boom. He can get a nice solid T-pose out to the side. So that's really, really dope. Love that. Great, great range going up, especially with such like a big shoulder joint. You know, you would think that he wouldn't be able to get too high up, but he's actually got some really good range going up. So that's awesome. Solid. Back down to the sides. Let's see. As far as rotation goes, he's able to rotate a full 360 all the way around. And it's nice and smooth. The joints feel really good. They're not too loose. They're not too tight. Nice and smooth rotation. They feel solid, but you know, also fluid at the same time. So that's great. Always great to see that and feel that on a figure as you're you know, articulating it. He's got a nice cut for a bicep swivel here. So boom, look at that bicep swivel. Very nice tight bicep swivel. Get some rotation in the arm, the upper arms there. Very, very good. In the elbow, we've got a double jointed elbow, which whoo-wee, that allows for a lot of range. Man, he can really tuck his arm in, and that looks pretty good. Not too shabby from the side. You see the elbow joint, and then obviously like the double hinge in there that's allowing, you know, all of that range, but it doesn't look too bad from the side. Not ugly, not super choppy or gappy in here, so that's really awesome. So boom, you got the double jointed elbow. All right, we already did the bicep swivel. The hands themselves have a hinge. Let's see, seems to be a horizontal hinge, so it's gonna, you know, allow for in and out type of movement towards the body and away from the body. All right, boom, boom, like that. Yeah, no. He has like maybe like a slight movement. I wouldn't say if it's. I don't know if I would necessarily call it like a vertical hinge. But he has a like a wrist peg style that's similar to SH Figure Art, so it does allow for a little bit of you know, up and down movement as well. Definitely not as much as side to side, but he does have a little bit of play going up and down as well in the hand, so that's great. All right, and then we have the butterfly joints. Now, as I mentioned earlier, so now we'll get to those. Butterfly joint allows him to move the arm forward only about that much. Not a whole lot of range going forward. Let's check about back though. Moving backwards, about the same. So it's honestly not that much. It doesn't make that much of a difference, unfortunately. But I mean, it does allow for a little something, and even not even like really taking that butterfly joint into account, he seems like he's able to get actually some really good range moving, at least as far as like extending his arm like all the way back or all the way forward, because he does actually have like this really big joint, like hinge joint on the side, kind of like in the middle of the shoulder, top of like the deltoid. So that's going to allow him to reach his arm back really far and out to the side, and then as well as forward, or if you're tucking in, so like let's say you want him to do some more crossbody type poses, that's going to allow for a lot of room. Going back to the crossing his arms to the side here, that's going to look really, really good. All right, coming to the torso. Again, it's going to get a little bit gappy in here, so just be aware of that. But he's able to lean back that much. Obviously, you can see the gap in there, but gap aside, he gets some pretty good range actually leaning back. And yeah, I'm pretty sure double ball peg system in here, so that's real cool. And then coming forward, pretty good range using just that top joint. He's able to get a decent crunch coming forward. Then it seems like we have another, this is probably like the double ball peg between like here and the lower torso, chest and the lower torso or the abs. And see if we utilize that and start pushing that one forward. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So he can get some really, really good range crunching all the way forward like that. And then leaning back, he can go, if you utilize that bottom one, he can get really, really far. Got him doing some limbo status, boom, just like that. All right, so bringing him back to the front, going down to the leg articulation. And then you can raise the foot up about that far, kicking forward. Still looks good, nice and fluid. He gets at least a solid 90 degrees, maybe a little more. Let's see, pushed it. Yeah, maybe just over a 90 degrees coming forward, so that's good. Kicking to the back. Let's see, pushing that back. It's gonna run into the sculpt, so it's gonna get a little bit limited right there, but you still have the leg, arching back about that far, which is about the same as like a Hasbro Marvel Legends. So that's pretty good. Definitely take that. Double joint for the knees, so you can get him bending his foot all the way up to the top, lower back. Very, very good. Nice range. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good bend for the knees in there. And then you've got you've got a swivel for the foot, so the foot is able to rotate left and right. You can see this entire like ball section actually rotates with the foot, even though it's cut as like a separate piece, but obviously it connects into the foot, so all that rotates together. And then as far as like ankle rocker, boom, you got a clean ankle rocker to each side, got some nice swivel, nice pivot in there. And then you've got your toe joint, you got a cut for the toe joint. All right, pretty noticeable, but the range is what counts. So let's see, you're able to get the foot hinged up about that far. So here's a side view, so you can see how far the toes are coming up. Okay, not bad, not bad. And then coming back down, oh, he actually gets more range going down, so you can actually, you can really point the toes down. So actually, going down is better than up, which is interesting. Usually it's the other way around. But yeah, that's dope. So yeah, that's pretty much all the range for the foot. And then as far as like thigh swivel, he doesn't have any cuts for a thigh swivel, but it seems like this works similar to a SH Figure Arts joint. So you actually can rotate the leg from the top up here, and the entire leg will move. And the nice thing about that is you don't have to worry about like a ugly cut or anything, any, you know, unnecessary line work, you know, up here. Is like all you got to do is just rotate it from the top and the entire leg, you know, turns. So that looks really good. Obviously, you know, if you turn it all the way, you'll see a little bit of the gapping right here. That's natural, all right, because they got to have a cut to allow for articulation in there somehow, right? So yeah, you got a nice thigh swivel up top, or leg swivel maybe I'll call it, since it's not an actual thigh cut. But yeah, man. And then as far as like leaning to the side, let's see. We'll start with just this upper section of the torso. You can lean him very, very far to one side like that. And then same thing on the other side. Boom, look at that. Boom, man, look at that. Let me straighten out the camera here. Okay, there we go. And then using this bottom section, we use both. Boom. Or using just the bottom section alone, you get that much to one side. And then other side, boom. About the same thing, right? Decent. And then, but like if you use top and bottom, look at that. I mean, he can almost touch his toes now, just leaning to the side because he's got such long arms. So if you really combine both of the crunches in here, he's able to get some super good range leaning to each side. So boom, man. Yeah, that is really, really nice. So, you know, even though some of the articulation does get like a little choppy, you know, I feel like that's to be expected, because if you want to get max articulation out of a figure like this, you got to have cuts somewhere, right? You can't keep everything completely seamless. And they were able to crank out like really, really good articulation with this guy. He's able to get some great leaning and all of that. So yeah, this looks really, really nice. I love it, man. Articulation wise, I mean, I know we're not doing the clean figurine scale, but if I had to give this guy's articulation a rating, I'd say 9.9 out of 10. Literally the only thing I think he's like lacking in comparison to like the rest of his articulation is just the leg going backwards. Like being able to push the leg, you know, more past this. That's literally like the only point I would maybe dock him on. And that again is just because of the sculptor, you know, the sculpt. But that's literally it, man. Like his articulation pretty much all across the board is solid. That was really, really dope. Very pleasantly surprised with the articulation on this figure. Definitely articulates a lot better than most of what Hasbro puts out. So that is dope. And this definitely feels like a you know, premium import quality figure, like a adult collectible, as far as like the quality goes. Very, very nice. Even the feel and like the weight of this guy, he's got like a nice solid weight to him. Doesn't feel too light, doesn't feel cheap. You can tell it's not a lot of nice paintwork and just detail and articulation. The engineering behind this guy is great so far, so I'm loving it. So putting him to the side, take a quick look at his alternate heads. So he actually comes with 4 alternate heads, which is insane because we usually do not get that with even most like import figures these days, unless it's like anime, like an anime character or something. But you know, we're usually not getting this many facial expressions with one figure. So first up, we got this alternate head, which I like a lot. He's got like the one squinty eye, one big eye. Very expressive face there. I like the paintwork on it, nice and clean. Got some pink for like the lower lip, and then the upper lip we got brown. Again, that light, kind of like light, more tan color for you know, his face. You know, and the white for the eyes, and the teeth looks very clean. Boom! Look at that. Dark brown for the hair, all the way going around the ears and everything. Yeah, that's solid. Very nice paintwork on there. So that's alternate head number 1. Next up, we have this one, which is really dope. He's got a little more of like, I guess, a smirk or like a kind of like look to him going, like he's got a little bit of an attitude. Very, very nice. Again, pretty clean paintwork in the eyes and the face. I like the wash also going through all these faces. You know, you got a nice maybe like a dark brown wash going in here to kind of fill in like the crevices of his face and even like the wrinkles in the head. Very, very nice. Look at that, man. The realism of these faces looks really, really dope. And even going in like into the ears and stuff, you got some wash inside of the ears. Yeah, man, that looks dope. Freaking clean. Clean head sculpts all the way around. And pretty solid paintwork too. Seems like this one just has like a little bit of like maybe paint missing or a little something right there. I tried to scrape it off right now, but I think that's actually like maybe paint, like a paint chip or something, but very small. Nothing major. So there's that. Next up for heads, we got, pull this one out if I can grab it. Okay, there we go. Next up we have this face, which I like, a little more expressive. He's showing more of the teeth here. Kind of looks like he might be a little more angry or something, but he's showing his teeth a little bit more. And again, the paint is consistent for like the lower lip. Got the pink paint, the light brown, and yeah, everything is like pretty consistent with the faces. It's just, you know, different expressions, but as far as like the paint quality, everything seems to be consistent and lined up, so I like that a whole lot. This is dope. Seems like this head has a little bit less of wash like in the inner ear, not so much wash on this particular head, but that doesn't look, you know, bad at all. I think that actually still looks really good. Again, the hair, everything very nicely continued through the back. So yeah, you got that face. And last but not least, for our fourth alternate head, we have this one right here. Which this is a pretty cool expression right here. This one looks like he's surprised or maybe dumbfounded or something, like duped. But yeah, he's got, you know, his eyes are wide open on this one. Got the white paint, obviously the teeth again, the nose, everything looks good. Solid paint work. So yeah, this is really, really cool, man. Dope alternate heads. Solid paint work all the way around. So I like it. So there's your fourth head. All right, let's get into the alternate hands. So first up, we got some claw, or actually, oh, I see. Okay, I see what we got going here. All right, so yeah, we've got 2 claw hands for each, you know, one for each side, of course. So we've got some claw, like, you know, grabby type hands, and look at the paintwork on this, man. Look at the black wash in there. That is crazy. And the paint for the nails, even, like, look at those dirty, like, worn, weathered nails and everything. Look at that, man. The detail is crazy. Those look like a monster's, you know, fingers and nails for sure. And he's got like the nice dark paint, like a patch of you know, fur for the top of the hand, and then the rest is like more of this fleshy type color. And you've got the wash going through there. Looks very, very nice. So you got that grabby hand. You get 2 of those for each side, and then you get 2 of these hand, which is kind of like a more splayed out, maybe like relaxed by his side type of hand, although the fingers are kind of like spread apart. Again, some really good wash going through like the palms and like the crevices of the thumb and, you know, all the fingers here. And great paint again for the nails. Yeah, that's solid, man. That is a monster's hand for sure. Very, very nice. So you got 2 of those, and then you got, let's see, you got 2 hands like this that are a little more closed. Maybe more suited for like his weapon or something. Even actually, no, I take that back, because the weapon looks like it's going to be thinner than this, so these probably wouldn't be to hold the weapon, but he's got like some slightly more clenched finger hands like that. Again, very good paint work, very similar, and yeah, paint work solid. So you got 2 hands like that, and then you have these 2 of these, which are more of like I'm pretty sure these are meant to hold his weapon. They're definitely more clenched, almost closed fist. So you got the fingers curling in pretty tight there with a little bit of space for maybe something to slip in between. But yeah, there you go. Solid paintwork again. 2 of those, 1 for each side. And last but not least, we have 2 sets of these. These look like some more weapon holding hands, maybe even more suited to the weapon that he comes with, because the grip is even tighter on this. And you can see he's got like a hole. It's like perfectly for like a staff or something to, you know, slip through his hands. So, you know, perfectly clenched fingers, or, you know, curled in fingers, almost a clenched fist. So you got two of those. And then you have two fist hands, completely closed fists. So here are the fist hands, right? The thumb is, fingers are completely, you know, tucked into his palm, and then the thumb is tucked around the rest of his fingers. So boom, he's got his fist hands, bah, bah. So when Odious wants to catch the fade, he's gonna throw his dukes up. He's got these hands to do it. So boom, so you got those. Very nice paintwork again. Two of those. And last but not least, you have two pointer finger hands. So man, we get a lot of alternate hands. Alternate hands and heads on this guy are, you know, exceptional, through the roof. We get all kinds. So yeah, we got two pointer finger hands right here. And yeah, also looks very, very good. Very solid paintwork. So that is all of his alternate hands and heads. And the last thing, of course, we got to take a look at is his weapon. So he comes with this nice skull bashing skull weapon right here. So it's like a staff, a nice brown staff with some you know, dark, like some wrap going around it, a darker brown. And then we have like the silver skull right there. Boom. Very nice metallic paint on the skull. And you can tell it's like it's more of like a ape or a monkey skull. It's definitely not a human skull. You can tell right there from the side, like the shape of it, the more drawn down like jaw and kind of flattened out nose and everything going into the teeth. There's definitely more meant to represent like a yeti or monkey type skull. Definitely not human. So there is that. And then down here we have the nice white wrap going right there, kind of like an off-white color, and then silver for the end here, the handle. So boom, that's crazy. He's gonna be bashing all kinds of skulls with this. So yeah, man, very, very cool weapon, very nicely painted and detailed throughout. So that is fire, man. So boom, yeah, that is everything that Odious comes with. And you know, you already saw what he looked like with clothes on at the beginning of the video, so I'm not gonna waste time putting them back on him, because it's definitely gonna take me a while. I'll do that off camera when I finish the review. But now we gotta end this with some size comparisons, as we always do. So we're gonna show him up against many different lines to see how he fits in. So let's scoot him back. Well, let me get him standing first. Make sure my boy's got a solid stance. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to try to get him to stand straight, not bend the knees too much, so we get an accurate height comparison here. Let's see. Okay. I'd say that's pretty good. It's a pretty good stance. All right, up and down. So boom. All right, so let's get them compared to some different lines. So first up, we got the Spider Sense Spider-Man from Toy Biz on this side, and then on this other side, we have the McFarlane Spider-Man from Toy Biz as well. And backing this up, and you can see Odious scale is pretty good. He is 1/12 scale, so he fits within the 6-inch lines the best. You can definitely see he's got a little bit of height over each of them for sure, even more so over the Spider-Sense Spider-Man, which is kind of like a smaller body and even smaller height-wise than the McFarlane. So, but yeah, he fits in with these guys pretty well. So I think that works really, really good. Moving these two aside, we'll get him compared with some Hasbro stuff. So from Lightning Collection, we have Mesagog from Dino Thunder, which just recently reviewed. Okay. And let's slide the camera over just a bit here. Boom. And we have Luke Cage from the Netflix series by Hasbro. And you can see here that Odious stacks up pretty well. He is taller than both of them by just a bit. Luke Cage comes pretty close in height, but he's still just a bit shorter from, Odious has a pretty pointy head. So that kind of gives him a little extra height. But yeah, he actually fits in pretty well with both of them. Mesogog is definitely on the smaller side compared to the both of them. But nevertheless, still looks good. Moving these two, and you got for Mafex the episode 3 Darth Vader right here, and on the other side we'll do the in-game Thor right here. And they seem to stack up pretty well. Odious is still the tallest one, so yeah, Odious is actually a pretty tall figure, but I mean, he should be, right? He's a Bigfoot, a Yeti, so he definitely should be pretty tall. You can see this Vader is one of my taller figures, especially like in Mafex, but even he is, significantly shorter than Odious here. So that's just something to note. And then this in-game Thor, he stacks up pretty well, but yeah, he is definitely shorter than Odious as well. So yeah, Odious definitely has a good amount of height to him, and him having like the long slender body, it definitely makes him look bigger too. So moving those two aside, next up we will look at, we'll grab Mattel. We have the Mattel Movie Masters Man of Steel Superman, and let's see who else. We'll get the DC Universe Classics, New 52 All-Stars Batman. Man, that is a mouthful every time I grab this guy. But yeah, so now you got both Bat and Soups. And Batman is a little bit taller than Soups, but still not taller than Odious. Odious is still the tallest out of the three, but I think that looks pretty good. That stacks up pretty well. Moving those two aside, we have next for McFarlane Toys, we have the DC, what is this, the DC Direct or the Reborn Rebirth Deathstroke right here. And then for NECA we have the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I think it's, or no, Brotherhood, my bad, the Brotherhood figure from Assassin's Creed by NECA right there on the other side. And Ezio is maybe just like a hair taller than Odious, the first figure that's actually a little bit taller than him. And then on the other side you have Deathstroke, who is about probably like the same height as Odious. I'd say they're like neck and neck. So let's see. Yeah, they're pretty much neck and neck, or like he might be just like a hair taller. So Odious will probably fit in even with the 7-inch scale figures pretty well too. So that's pretty cool. You can definitely kind of squeeze them in between 6 and 7-inch scale. So moving those two, we will finish it off with some SH figure arts. We have the Masked Rider Blade from Kamen Rider and the OG Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin or Dragon Ranger. And yeah, as to be expected, these guys are significantly shorter than Odious. Each of their heads come up to about like his shoulders, so he's about like a full head taller than each of them. Again, about 5.5 inch scale compared to a 1/12 scale. So this guy's probably somewhere around 6.5, 6 3/4 inches tall. He's a tall figure, so that's how he looks next to SH Figure Arts. And let's see, finishing it off, we have the Bandai Legacy right here with the White Ranger, and I just hit my tray, my bad. But here is the Bandai Legacy White Ranger, which is about like 6.5 inch scale. So there is that. And then we have the ZD Toys Thanos. There goes his sword. Pick that up in a sec, but there is Thanos from ZD Toys on the other side. Thanos is about 8 inches tall, so he definitely should be bigger than both. and you can see he's got a significant height even over Odious. The White Ranger is a little bit shorter than Odious for sure, and obviously much shorter than Thanos. So that is how he fits in with multiple lines. Most of the lines that we have looked at so far on the channel. But yeah, that's gonna do it. That is my review on the 1/12 scale Odious figure from Unparalleled Universe. Really awesome figure. Nice to see that it finally came into fruition, because I remember a year ago when this was still just an idea that he was trying to get, you know, backed through Kickstarter, and now to see it finally realized as a figure is a great feeling. I'm sure, you know, collectors everywhere are very excited to have this guy in their collection, and especially, you know, people that have been watching his reviews for a long time. This is like super exciting to finally have something like this in hand. So I just want to say great job to Unparalleled Universe and all the guys over at the engineering team that put this figure together, and, you know, at the factories they got it produced. Very nice design. It came out very solid. I am super impressed with this figure. Definitely it's definitely a contender for figure of the year for sure. So definitely putting that out there right now. But yeah, I love the soft goods. I love the articulation, the assortment of accessories. I mean, we got a load of accessories with him. The extra flannel jacket just in case. And yeah, there's just a lot to love about this figure. So great job for his first ever figure to come to life. Oh, and one last thing I wanted to mention is that he did include in the box, the original box that he was in, he did include this note which says, warning, it says, before swapping the heads, be sure to heat the heads up a little, and the suggested method for that is warm water. So yeah, this is important. I definitely wanted to mention this to you guys. You'll notice I didn't try to swap out any of the heads during the review, just because you know, I wouldn't have time to do all of that on camera. But you know, if he's including something like that, you know, with the figure, then it's definitely important. It's definitely something you would want to do. So you know, definitely make sure before you start swapping out the alternate heads, you heat up the heads with warm water like he suggested. You know, warm water will expand the plastic a little bit, and it should make putting the heads on a lot easier. You definitely, last thing you want is for your figurehead, you know, to break or the peg. So yeah, definitely make sure you do that before you start changing out all the heads and having fun with this awesome figure. But that is gonna do it. So thank you for watching the review. If you're new, be sure to subscribe so you can see all the reviews and all future content coming to the channel. A lot of stuff coming soon. And yep, that's it. So thank you for watching. This has been your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with Odious by Unparalleled Universe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.